Is right, gives out to Pena, spots up a three on the right side, off the back of the rim. We got a rebounding foul underneath. Three Carlsbad players were set up underneath the hoop. Eagles come over the top for the foul, and that will be the 15th foul on the Eagles as they charge that one to Jairus Turbiatis, his first. 1 minute left in the first. Perez with the basketball, taking on Hodge. Underhand pass across the timeline to Gee to the right wing. Uses up his dribble, kicks it down right corner to Chavez, guarded by Mackey, slides up top, wraparound throw to McMoore at the top of the circle. He pivots, drives the lane, lost the ball, stumbles forward. They're going to say he was pushed in the back against the Eagles defense. And so that'll be a foul on Hobbs. Stops the clock at 44 left here in the first. Second in a row for Jairus Turbiatis, and the 16th foul. Carlsbad already one away from the bonus, 6-2 foul count. And they'll inbound from the left baseline from the hands of Morales. Gets it into the right wing to Perez in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Drives baseline, spins against Turbiatis, or correction, Hodge. Cross court left to Chavez outside the perimeter. Back to Perez on the right wings. Takes a jumper from the right block on a fadeaway off the dribble, no good. Put back up on the right block on the rebound. They call the foul on the push first before he's able to shoot. That was Moore. They'll call the foul on the Eagles on the floor. So DJ Moore getting his first rebound, and Eagles getting a foul on that one. That'll be the 7th. That'll be a bonus situation for Carlsbad. Still waiting to see who the foul is. The referee's going to have to report directly to the table now, as they weren't able to see what the number was. That's against Caden Hall, who had just checked in. His first personal on this 17th foul. Coach Reeves off the bench now talking to the officials, and two of the refs having to meet after that one.
We're on the air now, live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and our sports channel on Facebook page, Cool 95.7.
Thanks a lot, Ron, taking care of our technicals there and having to shut him up for a few minutes as he does all the behind-the-scenes work to get that on. Thanks to Tiffany also helping us out, and Max, too, to get that feed back on. First free throw up and good. In case you're just watching us, all you mad fans out there waiting to get us on the internet, it's 11-7, Carlsbad by 4 with 28.5 left, first quarter of the district tournament championship. Moore's first point of the game, waiting for his second free throw, is up, and it is swished for Moore. He got them both. Carlsbad now 3 of 4 from the charity stripe, and lead with their biggest lead now 5, 12-7 here in the first with 28.5 remaining. Eagles have had scoring from Jordan Chisholm, 5 with a tray and a bucket for Pena as well. Carlsbad's had a total of 5 scores so far. 12-7 Carlsbad. Eagles in the front court. Nick Pena top of the circle, over to Hodge on the right wing, slips it over to Mackey on the right elbow. Fadeaway jumper off the back of the rim, no good. Ball loose on the floor, and Body's diving for it. And we got to have a jump ball here. It should be the Hobbs Eagle basketball after the arrow. And what happened on that one is getting a piece of it, then fumbling it for Carlsbad. Xavier Ruidi, who had just checked in. That's their second turnover, as it will go back to the Eagles on the jump ball. Hobbs basketball on the right baseline, trailing by 5. 9.5 seconds left in the first. 12-7 your score. Hodge will inbound. Eagles have 3 stacked on the left side of the lane. Gets it into the left corner. Acosta fakes a tray. Drives in the paint. Fadeaway jumper from the left elbow. Bounce around the rim. No good. Put back up in the left block with a nice scoop push by the Eagles. And putting it in before the buzzer, Nick Pena. Pena getting his first bucket and rebound at the end of the first quarter. And the Eagles pull within 3. At the end of 1, it's Carlsbad 12, the Hobbs Eagles 9. You're listening to the District Tournament Championship live on the internet and on the radio. Come back with this in 60. Back live here in Carlsbad, District Tournament Championship 2023. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you. Tiffany back at the station along with Max. 12-9 Carlsbad after the first quarter. Carlsbad led in scoring with 4 for Tyler Gonzalez, 3 for Sam Gee, 2 apiece for Moore and Perez, and 1 for Barnes. For your Hobbs Eagles, 5 for Jordan Chisholm off a tray, and a couple of buckets, 1 apiece for Pena and Pena. Eagles out-rebounded 4-3 in the first quarter. 2 turnovers for Carlsbad, 1 for Hobbs. Came-in basketball to start the second. Perez has it top of the circle, guarded by Hodge. Tries to drive left around the paint, and they're going to call a push foul in the back hand check. Looks like possibly that Hodge got a piece of him that time as they call the foul. It will be Peyton Hodges' first and the 18th foul. It's an 8-2 foul count right now, and Carlsbad already in the bonus. They got actually in the bonus towards the end of this first quarter, so getting a lot of free throw opportunities here in the first half as we continue.
Yeah, and they do not need any extra points. They already do well without the free throw shots.
They're 3 of 4 from the line so far for 75%, and Perez gets another one. He's got 3 points. Eagles have not yet got to the free throw stripe. 7:44 left here in the second. It's now 13-9. Biggest lead for Carlsbad has been 5 here in the first quarter. Eagles came out quickly, too, up by 4 in the first. Second shot, kind of a fade there for Perez. Made them both. He's got 4 total. 14-9, a 5-point Carlsbad lead. Nick Pena will bring it across the timeline as he is guarded by McWright. Sends it off right wing to Hodge. Hodge takes a few dribbles and gives back behind into Acosta. Up top to Mackey on the double team. Swing it left side to Pena. Back to Mackey, top of the circle. Pivots and gives it back to Pena left side. We got a whistle underneath, a hold. They're going to call the foul in the deep left corner against Evan Campos. He got a big mitt on top of Hodge that time. So that'll be the first on Campos and the 3rd team foul against the Cavemen. Next week, the first round of the state tournament. Both of these teams should be in the round, especially the Carlsbad Cavemen after winning the district regular season. Inbound to Mackey left corner. He dribbles up the near sideline, stripped away from behind by McWright. He'll go to the rack at the other end. A double clutch layup, misses that, and Mackey gets the rebound and is pushed. A routine layup missed by McWright. Carlsbad fans gasping at that point. Should have been a giveaway layup. 2 hands used to go up with it at that time as Mackey gets the rebound, then pushed in the back. That's the 3rd board for Mackey, and they get the foul call against Barnes, his 2nd. That's going to cause Coach Zumber to get a sub on the court, bringing in Ismail Chavez, has taken a seat as Barnes with the 2 fouls.
Going to have to make sure that Mackey controls the ball, make sure he doesn't get it lost like he did just a while ago.
And that was the Eagles' 2nd turnover of the first half. Ball comes in the front court to Acosta right wing, spins, gives it up top to Mackey. Cross court left to Pena in the corner, down low to Chisholm, kicks it out right to Acosta, fakes the tray, weaves through traffic, tries a bounce pass in the paint, and it's stolen away by Ismail Chavez for the Eagles' 3rd turnover. Gets it across the timeline to McWright. Off to the left wing to Perez, dribbling through his legs. Acosta backing off a little bit, does not decide to shoot the 3. Fortunately for the Eagles, Perez will back it out to the timeline. Chisholm will switch to play his defender now. Spin move for Perez, left elbow, fadeaway shot, hits the front of the rim, no good. Big body underneath Gonzalez, gets knocked out of the way by Acosta to get the rebound. That's using the body, his first board. Sends it ahead, and going down the lane is Pena, lost it on the floor, fumbles it forward out of bounds on the baseline. That will go back to Carlsbad. Eagles need to take care of business after getting rebounds and steals, are not getting the offense set up the way they need to be.
Yeah, they're not having a lot of good control on the ball. They need to control that, slow down a little bit maybe, and be able to adjust their game to get back into it.
4 turnovers for the Eagles, 2 for Carlsbad, who still lead the Cavemen 14-9. Carlsbad up by 5. Stop and go dribble for Campos, comes across the line against Pena. Unloads to the right wing to Chavez. Guarded by Pena, up top, gives the pass to Campos, down to the left corner to Perez. Flicks it down the middle of the lane to Chavez, leans and shoots with a push shot and scores. Chavez with his first bucket. 6 scores so far for Carlsbad, just 3 for the Eagles. They lead to their biggest of 7 here in the second. Into the front corner, handoff to the left corner for the Eagles to Archibek. Sends it up top to Mackey, Bark to Archibek, and Coach Reeves wants to talk strategy and calls a timeout. 5:49 remaining here in the second quarter of the District Tournament Championship in Carlsbad. The Cavemen 16, your Hobbs Eagles 9. We're back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Second quarter action here, the district tournament championship. 16-9, Carlsbad leading Hobbs with 5:49 remaining. Of course, Carlsbad winning both games of the regular season 2-0. A big 29-point winner and a 17-point winner on Friday night. Of course, the Eagles beating Clovis by 20 on Thursday this past week. And this game definitely something that can move your seeding numbers. Tomorrow they will announce the 16 seeds for the 5A tournament at, of course, the NMAA website. Eagles trying to get their last win of this situation here. After the timeout, it's Mackey with the basketball as he comes across the timeline. Finds Pena on the right wing, back deep to Mackey. Guarded by Chavez. Gets a screen up top from Archibek. Comes to the right side, bends back over and gives it over to Archibek left wing, back to Mackey, top of the circle. Tough pressure being applied with hands on the face to McWright. Down low to underneath the hoop, going into Chisholm, gives it to Hodge coming down the lane. He leads and shoots with a push shot over the front of the rim and scores. Sorry about that, we got blocked. We're right underneath the basket here trying to watch what's going on. So 2 for Hodge, his first points of the ball game. Eagles down by 5. At the other end, Perez is going to back in Hodge to the left block, fadeaway jumper, and swishes it through. Kind of backed him down that time. Perez now with 6 points to lead the Cavemen. 18-11, back up by 7 are the Cavemen. Mackey in the front court, over the left side to Pena, back deep to Mackey. Mackey going to get a screen from Archibek, sends it back to Pena left corner. Holds the ball in front of the Carlsbad bench. He'll dribble back up top and find Mackey there. Mackey with a quick step, dribbles to the lane, kick right to Hodge for 3. A rainbow jumper off the side of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Chisholm for the Eagles. Gives it back to Mackey at the free throw line. Gets the ball ripped out of his hands from behind. A steal by McWright for the 5th turnover. McWright in the front court. Jump stop in the left block. Kicks it back to the right wing for 3 for Campos, high off the back of the rim. Rebound wide open. Gonzalez on the right block. Gets a double team as Hodge and Chisholm crash into him to stop a shot, and a foul called on the floor. I think he would have gone up strong to the hole that time from the right block and had an easy push over the top, but they're going to call the foul instead to stop the play. That will be the 19th foul against the Eagles, 9-4 foul count, as they will charge that to Peyton Hodge, his second. As Gonzalez on the night has yet to shoot a free throw, as a team, Carlsbad is 5 of 6 from the line. Carlsbad came into this game after playing Hobbs twice, shooting on the free throw stripe at 72%. Hobbs is at 44% in the 2 games prior. First shot up and good for Gonzalez. He's got 5.
Definitely having the advantage for the Carlsbad Cavemen on the line as they're hitting all but 1. Meanwhile, Hobbs is still in 4 and not looking like anytime soon they'll get into bonus.
And they don't have any free throw attempts yet. An air ball on the second one does hit the bottom of the net, but from the outside for Gonzalez, shaking his head after that one. He does have 5 points. 19-11. That does make it the biggest lead of the game, though, at 8. As the Hobbs Eagles bring it across the timeline at 4:09 left in the half. Hodge will bring it across, finds Pena from the Carlsbad bench left, gets a screen from Archibek, doesn't use it, dribbles up top, over to Hodge on the right wing. Carlsbad extending their zone now. Pass to Pena left wing, he's going to fire up a 3. The ball was touched in the air a little bit and pulled down underneath, though, by McWright, off the block by Campos. McWright with his first rebound. Sends it across the timeline to Chavez on the right wing in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Spin move, dribbles behind his back, backs it out, bounces it down the lane. Reverse layup coming down the paint. Campos, after the pass reception, he scores off the right glass. Campos with his first bucket. It's now a 10-point Carlsbad lead as they start to move the basketball. Eagles quickly in the front court. Mackey, no look pass to the right corner to Acosta. Gets a double team, returns to Hodge up top. Hodge dribbles to the right elbow, kick up top to Mackey, fadeaway 3 off the back of the rim, chased down by Hodge in the deep right corner to pull it down for the Eagles for his first rebound, and sends it back deep to Mackey to reset. Top of the circle against Chavez. Gives it to Pena, gets it back to Mackey, over to Hodge on the right wing, triple team. Ball ricochets off to Acosta in the right corner as Perez will pick him up, and they're going to say that Acosta stepped on the sideline for the turnover. That's the 6th for the Eagles in this first half, just 2 for Carlsbad, and thus a 10-point Caveman lead.
Just nothing going right so far in this second quarter or the half for the Eagles. Hopefully things will turn around in the third, but right now we need to step it up, get back into it, and definitely just get some enthusiasm back in this game.
It was 12-9 at the first quarter break, and now a 9-2 run here in the second. Stop and go dribbles. Perez gets the inbound, taking on Mackey. One hands it across the timeline to Chavez for the Hobbs Eagle bench right. Kicks return to Gee up top, down to Perez on the left block. He's backing in Mackey in the paint. Spins, fadeaway jumper from 15 and swishes it. Yeah, you back him, you get him a chance to back you down and pop out. He's going to make those shots. as now he's got 6 of his 8 points in the second quarter. That's Perez. A 12-point Carlsbad lead, the biggest of the game. Eagles in the front court. Up top is Hodge. Takes a dribble to the right side, bounce it up top to Mackey. Mackey getting some pressure coming in from Chavez. Over to left wing to Pena. Pena with this crossover move, gives it over to left corner to Costa. Tries to return to Pena, deflected into the backcourt. No Carlsbad player touching it, so that will be a backcourt violation. The timing was off on that pass. A hard shot backward, and it goes into the backcourt.
Just maybe they're trying too much. I don't know, maybe trying not enough. Either way, just not working out so far for the Hobbs Eagles in this quarter.
7th turnover. Archibald will take a seat, and Chisholm returns. Perez the leading scorer for both teams with 8 points. For Hobbs, it's 5 for Chisholm, but yet to score in the second quarter. They're going to post up down low to the right block to Moore. Spin move, misses an air ball with the rim, pulled down by the Eagles in transition. Hodge into the front court after his second rebound. Stop and go to the right block. Underhands it low to Chisholm on that block. Out to Mackey on the right wing. Up top to Brian Acosta, swing it down to Chisholm in the left corner. He did hit a 3 earlier. Gets some pressure, though, on D in the corner by Gee. Bounce pass to Acosta, left block. Pivots, kicks it over to Hodge in the right corner, fakes a 3, dribbles behind his back, and Perez gets a slap at the basketball and knocks that on the baseline. So Hobbs will retain possession, down by 12 with 1:43 left in the second. Coach Summer going to go back to his bench and bring in Devin McWright for the Cavemen. Eagles came into the game averaging 60.2 points a game, giving up 58.9, and Carlsbad 54.9 offensively, but only giving up 42.8 on the defensive side, so they definitely hold teams to low scoring. Mackey gets the ball on the right wing on the inbound, comes down the lane with the reverse layup. Windmill off the glass, counted. He was hit up high in the air by 3 defenders bodying him up. They're going to count the basket, going from right to left underneath the hoop that time. So count that for Mackey. That's his first bucket of the ball game, if you can believe that, and the second foul on Gee. That will be the 14th foul against the Cavemen. So Mackey held scoreless up till 1:35 left here in the second, but a nice acrobatic move there to put his first points into the scorebook. Eagles' first free throw attempt in the first half as well as he nails it. 3 points now for Mackey. 23-14, Hobbs down by 9. 1:30 left in the half. Half-court pass intercepted by Mackey. Carlsbad's third turnover. Mackey drives the lane. High-arching layup over the front of the rim is good. Flopping on the floor is Gee. Coach Summer wanted a foul, but not going to get it. Back-to-back points for Mackey. He's got 5 now on the second. 23-16, down to 1:18 left second quarter. Hobbs down by 7. Carlsbad comes across and loads to Chavez on the right wing. Trying to post up more. His pass is stripped in the lane by Pena, who gets hammered after the steal. So Pena gets the 4th turnover against Carlsbad. And that'll be a reach foul on Carlsbad, kind of a desperation foul there. They'll charge that one to Chavez for his first. That will be the 15th foul against the Cavemen. Make it the 6th. 9-6 foul count, though. Hodge in the front court on the near side. Left, gives it off to Chisholm. Chisholm with the pivot to Mackey on the left elbow. Out to Hodge left wing for 3. An arching shot hits the back of the rim, no good. Chased down by Moore on the right baseline. Moore with his second rebound. Outlet to the far side to Perez to bring it across the timeline against Chisholm. Crossover move, gets a little bit of a gap, throws up a 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound on the right block by Gee. Lost the ball. Mackey gets a strip for the 5th turnover for Carlsbad. He drives the other lane, goes back door to Pena, and they call the whistle on that one. We're going to see if that's on the pass, the shot, and Coach Summer is losing his mind on this one. They call a push foul. Wait to see what the call was, either on the pass or the shot here. They'll charge that one to
Perez.
Yeah, that's Damian Perez's first, and the Carlsbad fans are not happy campers. 17th foul. They're going to call that on the, what? They signaled 2 shots, but they can't do that because Mackey passed it at the last second. Now the officials all having a discussion. It will be a 1-and-1 on the pass, so first the official underneath was calling a 2-shot foul. A lot of confusion now here late in the second quarter with this 36 seconds remaining.
Yeah, well, it helps that Hobbs finally got in the bonus a little late, but still better late than never. And yes, it is a difference between 1 and 2. Luckily, though, for Mackey, he can, when he's hot, and he can make his free throws, and I think he's going to do it this time around.
He's going to get the 1-and-1 bonus here with the 7th foul called. He's 1 for 1 on the line and make it, no, and misses out the back of the rim, no good. Tyler Gonzalez, who just checked in with the rebound, his second. Goes it ahead to a breaking Gee on the left wing front court. He'll back it out with 29, dribbles to the free throw line, now across to the right perimeter. Loads the pass to Chavez, dribbles up top, bounce pass left wing to McWright. Down to the left corner to Perez, backing into Hobbs, spin, fadeaway jumper from 18, off the front of the rim, no good, tipped up into the free throw line for Mackey. That's his 4th rebound. Down the lane to the left side, reverse layup, and they're going to call the body foul. The Carlsbad player is starting to flop as the ball was going up, and now the Caveman fans are coming unlit here at the arena. They don't like the last couple of calls at the defensive end, and that will be the 8th on the Cavemen as they charge a 2nd foul to Ismail Chavez for not being set. Mackey will be back in the line. He's 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Missed his last free throw. Came into the game shooting 77%. Shot is up and good. Mackey now with all of his points, 6 of them here in the 2nd quarter. And the Eagles just down by 6 now, Ron.
I know. If they could be even closer if they've had a couple more chances. However, they are getting closer and closer, and that's what I like to see. They have not given up. They're still fighting for it, and it's only halftime.
One more attempt here. Mackey is 2 of 3 from the charity stripe, now making 3 of 4 as he disconnects on his 7th point of the ball game. 23-18, the biggest or closest that the Eagles have been for quite a long time here in the 2nd quarter. Down to 5 seconds. A spin move with the free throw line for McWright. Fadeaway, hits out the front of the rim. We got a rebounding foul as looks like Gonzalez was bodying up an Eagle underneath the hoop. And that's a desperation play there. There's a .7 left on the scoreboard. That means the Eagles will get to shoot to end the 2nd quarter. And Coach Zumbert out on the court telling the official was a push by the Eagles first. So Gonzalez has just picked up his 1st personal. That'll be the 19th foul on the Cavemen. And that will send Brian Acosta to the charity stripe. Acosta on the season from the line is shooting 44%. First free throw's off the front back of the rim, no good. Perez picks it up, and a full court shot at the buzzer comes short. So it's getting to be a tighter ball game in this district tournament championship, 23-18, as the Hobbs Eagles trail Carlsbad by 5. We'll take a 3-minute break and come back with the halftime show live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and on the Facebook page for Cool 95.7. Stay with us. We're here at halftime in Carlsbad. Ty, friend Ron Gunner. We have Max and Tiffany at the station tonight as your Hobbs Eagles trail at the District Tournament Championship after 2 quarters of play, 23-18. They came in lead by 5. Of course, Cavemen winning 2 games in the regular season. The Eagles tried to pick them off for one time before the first round of the state tournament. They will announce the seedings tomorrow for that first round. Right now, the Eagles sitting at number 12 in the Max Preps poll and Carlsbad at number 9. That does not mean that's the numbers that we're going to see tomorrow, but at that point, if we keep those numbers the way they are, 9 and 12, neither team would have a host game on that first round. But I think Carlsbad will move up based on what they've done with their district regular season championship. So that'll definitely give them a boost. But a couple teams are going to drop. We'll talk more about that in the post-game show. Right now, the big game at hand, the Eagles need to come back in this one. Kind of a bad start in the first quarter, towards the end of the first quarter, I should say. Hobbs was down just 12-9, but as they moved into the second quarter, Carlsbad really started to put some points down, and the Eagles had a deficit as many as 12 in that second quarter. But then coming back strong, Eagles getting 9 points to get this a little bit more of a closer ball game as they trail by 5 at this point. So it was 12-9 at the end of one, 23-9 here in the second at the half break, as Hobbs getting a total of 9 points in both quarters and a total of 11 for Carlsbad in that second quarter. So Hobbs getting back into it, but that was because of some foul calls and some free throw opportunities, though. Yeah,
and Hobbs needed to work on those foul calls and definitely needed to work on their free throws. We've been talking about that the whole season. But, Hobbs started off strong in this game. Unfortunately, we weren't able to see it on video, but, they started off with a 5-2 run going into this, and something happened. The wheels got kind of knocked off a little bit. Carlsbad came back into it and made that their game. Hobbs needs to come back out here again and do what they did at the beginning of this one. Plus, they also had a really good third quarter in the last game they had. I like that. I want to see them come out in this third quarter, do the same thing, as well as keep the momentum going on the fourth quarter and keep it going for them as far as getting momentum, getting those rebounds, getting some no turnovers. That's one of the problems we're having right now. I've seen a couple of times where Mackey has had his pocket picked. Just at mid-court, he has had that happen, and I don't know if it's about awareness, about not knowing that there's somebody around him. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that one, but hopefully that'll stop, because those turnovers are starting to become points for the Carlsbad Cavemen. And, the more points they have, the harder Hobbs has to do it. And unfortunately, when Hobbs has to fight hard and get back into it, sometimes they try to do too much. They lose the ball. They just do little things that make mistakes. Hopefully the halftime they can make those corrections and be able to get back here with cool heads to be able to get back in this game. And I know they can beat Carlsbad. They just need to prove it to themselves they can do that.
Ironically, both top scorers for both teams got most of their points in the second quarter. Michael Mackey got all 7 of his that he's had so far, and Perez got 6 of his 8, including a couple of buckets and a 2-for-2 free throw shooting. Hasn't hit a tray yet, and Mackey got his on 3 of them on free throws and a couple other buckets on top of that. Let's look at the specific numbers for both teams. First for Carlsbad, Damian Perez does lead with 8 points. We just mentioned what he's done so far. 2 rebounds for the Cavemen. Tylen Gonzalez, a big post player. He has 5 points, 1 of 2 from the line, and 2 rebounds. Sam Gee with a tray for 3, the only tray of the game for the Cavemen in the first half. Evan Campos, Ismail Chavez, both getting a bucket apiece for 2. And also DJ Moore has 2 points. He's 2 for 2 on the line and also 2 rebounds to his cause. There's been 7 scores so far for Carlsbad, including Zach Barnes, who went 1 of 2 from the line for 1 point. Carlsbad shooting 6 of 8 from the charity stripe for 75%. Have had 5 turnovers, 2 less than the Hobbs Eagles. Should mention, though, both teams with 9 rebounds, so pretty tight in the glass so far. And on the other side of the coin for the Hobbs Eagles, Michael Mackey, all 7 of his points in the second quarter, as we mentioned. He went 3 for 4 from the charity stripe for 75% and leads the team in rebounds with 4. Jordan Chisholm hit 5 in the first quarter, a tray and another bucket. He has 1 rebound. And a couple of guys with 2 points apiece, Nick Pena and Abraham Pena, both hitting a basket. And also Pena adding a rebound to his cause. Peyton Hodge with coming off the bench for 2 points. That all in the second quarter, and was 2 rebounds to his name as well. Hobbs has seen just 4 scores so far. They went 3 of 5 from the charity stripe. Most of those free throws midway through the second quarter, they are 60% from the line. And again, we mentioned both teams with 9 rebounds. Mackey with 4 to lead the Eagles. And for Carlsbad, they've had a couple of guys with 2, with Perez and Moore and Gonzalez each getting a deuce apiece. Eagles again with 7 turnovers, just 5 for Carlsbad. So those are the numbers so far in the first half. About a minute or a half away from the second half action. Carlsbad leading 23-18. We're going to take another 90-second break. Get ready for second half play. Live in Carlsbad, the District Tournament Championship on the radio at Hobbs, or make it Cool 95.7 on the internet on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Welcome back to Carlsbad. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner, Max, and Tiffany back at the station tonight. Your Eagles trailing by 5, the District Tournament Championship. Again, next week, the first round of the state tournament. Top 16 teams make it. Max Preps poll has Carlsbad at 9, Hobbs at 12. There's going to be a lot of shuffling going on with some of the district tournaments wrapping up tonight. I think Hobbs is ripe to move up, especially if they can get the victory here, because La Cueva got upset in the second round of their district tournament, and they're one of the top teams to go to state coming up here shortly. They're currently number 11, one spot ahead of Hobbs, so that's kind of a question mark right there. El Dorado at number 10, they're kind of a question mark too as well, whether moving up or down. I think it's pretty solid at 1 through 9, no matter who they might move around a little bit. I think those teams have got their spots selected. We'll talk more in the postgame show, but that leaves just a couple of spots open for the district or state tournament. Hobbs will get the ball to start the third quarter. It's Hodge with it as he gets a pass to Mackey on the right wing in front of the Hobbs bench. His pass deflected back to Mackey. Luckily gets a hold of it and sends it to Pena on the left wing. Back to Mackey at the time stripe. To Hodge and returns back to Mackey and then to Hodge again on the right wing. Got a yo-yo passing game going on now. To the timeline to Mackey, unloads to Pena left wing, handing off to Chisholm with a spin on the far left sideline. Bounce it back to Mackey, top of the circle. Sails it down to Pena, right corner for a 3 off the side of the rim. A battle for the boards, and they're going to call a foul on Chisholm, I believe, as he was kind of outside the shoulder that time of McWright. So Chisholm will get the rebounding foul. That will be his third personal. Hobbs had 9 fouls in the first half, 9 for Carlsbad as well. And now the officials stopping action as they look to the scores table. Not sure what that was about. They're trying to get the number corrected here. It will be Carlsbad ball. It will be a foul on the Eagles regardless. They changed the number. No, they're going to keep it with Chisholm, but they only have 1 foul on the board. It should be 3 for him right now. Inbound to the far right sideline of the backcourt to Campos, picks up a double team, sends it across the timeline to Barnes. He goes the rack with it down the, or now he gets rid of it actually down the lane to McWright, who goes up with a lefty layup. He's fouled going up off the glass, and a chance for a 3-point play here. The foul on the Eagles, and putting it through the hole was McWright, his first bucket of the ball game. Clock stops at 7:18 left here in the third. 25-18 your score, 7-point lead. Get some problems getting the numbers across the table now as we have a delay that time. Looks like they charged that one to Nick Pena. Now they're going to change it. They're going to make it Peyton Hodge with his third, second team foul on the Eagles. So McWright getting his first opportunity for a free throw tonight. 6 of 8 on the line, 75% for the team. Misses off the front of the rim, no good. Sky-high rebound for Hodge for the Eagles to bring it across the timeline on the dribble, his third board. Back to Mackey at the mid-stripe. Gives it off to Pena and gets it back, and then to Pena again on the left wing. Dribbles to the corner and hands it off to Turbiatis, who has just checked in. Bounce pass, trying to get it towards the paint, knocked away, and Perez is going to come up with it. That's the Eagles' 8th turnover. Perez will find teammate in the lane, Barnes. Fadeaway jumper, rolls around the rim and good. Barnes now with 3 points. A 9-point Carlsbad lead. That's a +4, 4-0 run against the Eagles. Hobbs gets a pass on the right perimeter, tries to drive and throw up a shot from the right block, swatted by Perez right back to Hobbs. To the free throw line to Acosta, gets bumped a little bit, dribbles left, gives it off to Pena, bounce it back to Acosta on the give and go, and it's going to be taken away by Perez. Some bad passing for the Eagles. That's going to be their 9th turnover, 2 in a row on their offensive possessions here in the second half.
Not the way they wanted to start this quarter.
One hand pass to Perez across the time stripe, throws it in the paint, and a fadeaway jumper off for the connection for McWright. He puts it through for his second bucket here in the third quarter. 4 points for McWright, and Eagles down by 11. And Coach Reese doesn't want to see any more bleeding here, calls a timeout as Hobbs gets it across the timeline. 6:09 remaining here in the third. It's 29-18, a 6-0 run for the Carlsbad Cavemen. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the District Tournament Championship live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. We're back live after a Hobbs Eagle timeout. 6-0 run for Carlsbad here in the third quarter, now leading by 11 over the Eagles in the District Tournament Championship. Mackey, Pena, Chisholm, Pena, and Turbiatis on the court for the Eagles. Extended 2-3 zone now for Carlsbad. Pena will get the inbound near the Hobbs Eagle bench right of the wing. Gets a screen from Turbiatis, goes around the left circle, gives off to Pena. Pena will hold it for a second. He's guarded closely by Barnes, gets a screen from Chisholm, dribbles up top of the circle, and slides over to Pena on the right wing. Gets a screen from Turbiatis again, trying to cross through traffic, lost the ball, falls to the floor and dives for it. Gives it Turbiatis in the paint off the recovery, and he nails a jumper. Left wide open that time was Turbiatis for his first bucket. 29-20, Carlsbad still by 9. Slowing it down now is Perez at the time stripe, throws it across the line to Barnes, cross court left to McWright, in the paint, down low to the left block. Going backdoor is Campos, over to Gonzalez on the right block, crossing the lane. He lays it up over the front of the, or right of the rim, and is fouled going up. Count the basket for Gonzalez, his 7th point, and the foul on the Eagles. That'll be their 3rd foul here in the third quarter, 3-0 foul count, as they charge the foul to Nick Pena for his first. Gonzalez a chance for a 3-point play. He's 1 of 2 from the line, makes his free throw, now has 8 points. 32-20, a 12-point Carlsbad lead, matching the biggest of the first half. Pena with the basketball, slowing it down as he comes across the time stripe on the right against McWright. Coming to get a screen at the timeline is Chisholm. Throws it off to the left wing to Pena. Pena waiting for somebody to help and gets a screen from Turbiatis. Top of the circle off the dribble. Bounce it to Pena right wing. Down to Mackey in the right corner. Fakes a 3. Comes down the lane. Tries to throw it behind his back, and it gets deflected. Loose at the free throw line. Picked away by Gonzalez. The Eagles' 10th turnover. He tries to dribble around his back. They call the foul from behind. Slap foul on the Eagles. That's the second back-to-back for Nick Pena, and the 4th team foul. Things are starting to unravel. Eagles not doing a good job of getting the ball around the perimeter offensively.
Exactly. I mean, that is the 2nd or 3rd time I've seen him just recently lose the ball, and Carlsbad comes up with it.
Perez gets it top of the circle. Unloads to the right wing to Barnes. Barnes will dribble up top. Back to Perez on the right side. Bounce pass it down low to Gonzalez on the right block. Double team with Turbiatis and Mackey. They're going to call a hold foul underneath. An official up top is going to wave off the play. I'll see if they're going to call this against the Eagles. Looks like Turbiatis, I think, was in charge with the foul. That's the 3rd on Turbiatis on the hold. 15 foul, 5-0 foul count as Archibald has to come in for Jay Iris.
And that just means that they're going to be in foul trouble really early in this second half.
Barnes will inbound from the left baseline, throws it up top to Campos, in the lane to Gonzalez. Hook shot off the back of the rim, throws up a rebound, can't get it to go, and a second time on the right side of the iron. Again, he has trouble putting it through on most of his possessions underneath, but he picks up a couple of rebounds, and then the foul on top of that. Now 4 boards for Gonzalez, and a 3rd in a row foul for Nick Pena here in the third quarter. That'll be the 6th team foul against the Eagles. Gonzalez is 2 of 3 from the charity stripe, has 8 points. First free throw up off the back of the rim, no good.
Yeah, he's definitely using his size to his advantage. Of course, that's what I would do too if I had that big of a size. And definitely Definitely making it hurt for the Hobbs Eagles right now.
Carlsbad 7 of 11 from the charity stripe. Second shot, bounce around the rim and good for Gonzalez. He's got 9 points to lead his Cavemen. 33-20, the biggest lead of the game now for Carlsbad by 13. Mackey will bring it across the time stripe, an extended 2-3 zone. He picks up the defensive McWright, dribbles up top, helping out with Gonzalez on defense as well. To Pena on the left wing, screen from Archibek. Stop and go dribble, one hand's over to Mackey in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench right wing. Gets a screen from Chisholm. Lost the dribble, and it goes right in the hands of Barnes on the right or left wing. So the Eagles now at their 11th turnover. 33-20. Coach Summer wants to see some clock running here. As coming across the timeline is Perez. To the right wing on the slide to the far sideline. In front of Archibek on D. 4 minutes remaining in the third. Eagles down by 13. Stop and go to the free throw line. Fade shot there for Perez is a swish. Behind the free throw line that time. Perez puts it through. He's got 10 points, his first bucket of the third quarter. 15-point Carlsbad lead, the biggest of the game. In the front court, Pena on the right wing. Gets a screen from Archibek. Finds Mackey left wing. Down to Pena in the left corner. Pena cross courts into Pena right side. He'll spot up a three from the top of the arc. Hits the bottom of the backboard, and Perez on the left block for the rebound, his third. Gives it off to the far sideline to Barnes. Back to Perez in the backcourt, guarded by Pena left side. Crossover move. Middle of the court, comes across the timeline, gets a screen from Gonzalez. Continues to the right wing, dribbling behind his back. Backs it out to the far right sideline. Stop and go. Behind his back again, they're going to say he stepped on the sideline. Good D by Pena to slide right with him. And that'll be a Carlsbad 6th turnover. And there's no excuse for that. I mean, you're just on a one-on-one situation, and too much globetrottering there. Has a big smile on the face of Perez. After the turnover, he knew he should have probably given that ball off first.
Yeah, just lost his direction or lost where he was at.
Mackey will throw it across the timeline. Tries to get it to Archibek, who juggles it out of bounds right in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench on that right wing. So back-to-back, Eagles keep turning this ball over. That is their 12th turnover of the contest, doubling up on what Carlsbad has so far with just 6 turnovers.
Yeah, limiting their shots on how much offense they have so far in this quarter.
Inbound to the backcourt to Perez, drives hard down the lane, behind his back, fade away from the free throw line, and bounces around the rim and good. Perez starting to find his touch here in the third. He's got 4 in this quarter and 12 overall. 37-20. Biggest lead now is 17 in the ball game. In the front court is Hodge, gets a screen from Mackey up top, gives back deep to Pena, over to Mackey left wing. Drives to the free throw line. Pops up a shot, gets knocked to the floor, no call. Comes off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound on the right block by Campos, his first. Back to Perez in the backcourt, taking on Hodge off the dribble. Stop and go to the right wing. Underhands it up top to McWright. Gets a screen from Gonzalez to the left side. Kicks it left corner, 3 on the way for Campos off the back of the rim. Rebound on the left block by Chavez, a spin move. Tries to pass it back door to Gonzalez on the right block. The ball gets knocked out of bounds on the baseline. It'll be Carlsbad basketball. Coach Summer going to go back to his bench, bringing in one of his bruisers, DJ Moore. And also brings in another sub now, Jacob Morales, one of the guards. Carlsbad leading by 17 with 2:25 remaining in the third. High inbound in the lane is knocked away by Mackey, picked up by Pena for turnover number 7 for Carlsbad. Pena's going to fire up a shot off the dribble at the free throw line. No defender on him and puts it right through the hole. Pena now with 4 points. 37-22. Carlsbad, though, still by double digits, 15. Pass down to the half-court line as fumbling off the hands of Chavez. They're going to say he was bumped from behind by Pena with a hip shot there. And that'll be the second on Pena. 17 fouls, so 2:10 left in the third. It's a 7-0 foul count, and now a bonus situation for the Cavemen as stepping up to the stripe will be Chavez. He's got no points here in the second half, so we'll get a chance to get some here. Coach Summer to go to his bench and bring in Sam Gee on the court. And now the official underneath the basket's running to the scores table. I believe he got a warning call against Coach Reeves. Carlsbad fans reacting with applause now. Coach Reeves steps up off the bench. A couple of claps for the officials here. Tit for tat. And Coach Summer going to return with his claps as well for his squad. So one-on-one bonus here for Chavez, and misses off the front of the rim, no good. Underneath the hoop is Pena for the Eagle rebound, his first of the ball game. Sends it ahead to Chisholm on the right wing, up top to Pena, swing left to Mackey, to Hodge in the left corner, tries to drive the lane. He tries to bounce it back door to the right block. They're going to call a hold from behind. They charge a foul on Carlsbad. That'll be DJ Moore's first, and the first team foul. Boy, the Carlsbad fans act like it was a bloody murder call there. Definitely had his arm ripped from behind that time. Eagle basketball on the right baseline. Underneath their hoop, down by 15. Hodge to inbound, gets it into Pena right corner, falls to the floor, hands it off to Hodge in the right corner, up top to Mackey. Mackey with a crossover to his left hand, fadeaway jumper, left elbow off the back of the rim. Chased down in the left corner by Archibald to pull it down for the Eagles. That's his first rebound. Gives it back to Pena left wing. To Hodge in the left corner, rainbow three, over the rim, air ball, and pulled down in the left block by Gee, his second rebound. Up ahead to a breaking Chavez with a 1-2 up layup attempt. They're going to call the block foul on Pena. He did dish it off there at the last second. It will be a 1-on-1 situation for Carlsbad. Looks like Pena will pick up the foul. So Pena now with 3 total, and that'll be the 18th foul against the Eagles to send right back to the line Ismael Chavez.
Carlsbad still being aggressive on offense as well as defense. Hobbs needs to answer this and answer it quick. Their time is running out.
Caleb Lehman seeing his first action in the game as he checks in for the Eagles. Free throw for Chavez is good. He'll get one more. Now 1 of 2 from the line, has 3 points. Coach Summer going to go back to his bench, bringing in some subs. McWright and Barnes has taken a seat. It'll be Morales and Perez. Perez leaving with 12 points. Top scorer for the Eagles, just 7 for Michael Mackey, all coming in the second quarter. 5 for Jordan Chisholm that was in the first. Second free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Hodge gets the rebound for the Eagles. And bring it to the front court over to Mackey on the left wing. Returns up top to Hodge. Drives the right side of the lane with the scoop on the reverse. He's fouled with the body. Ball comes off the iron, but he will get 2 free throws off the foul. So Hodge getting big that time. And they'll get the foul against Carlsbad. Charged to Moore, his second. Both coming in this second quarter. Second team foul as well. Hodge's first free throw, in and out, no good.
Well, other than the missed free throw, I thought that was great. He was decisive, went down there and did what he needed to do.
Hodge came into the game at the free throw stripe. After missing his second free throw, he was at 32%. Those don't help his numbers whatsoever, missing both of them. Pulled down by Moore. That's his third rebound. 38-22, a 16-point Carlsbad lead. In the front court, pass to the right wing. Gets it over to Chavez, down to the right block to Moore. Back to the left corner, a pass over the lane to Barnes, drives baseline left. Sliding with him is Lehman, comes back to the near sideline in front of the Carlsbad bench. One-hand bounce pass up top to Moore. Swing it to the right side to Gee, but Hodge gets a piece of it and knocks it out of bounds. It'll be retained possession, though, by Carlsbad. Clock stops at 57 seconds left, third quarter. Caveman up on the Eagles by 16 here in the district tournament championship. Inbound against Chavez, bounces it back to the right wing to McWright. Drives hard as he beats Lehman to the hole. With a windmill layup on the right side, a late call. The referee says he was hit in the head. Ball sailed off the back of the rim. That will be 2 free throws, though, for the Carlsbad Cavemen. Kind of a late foul there, as they'll charge that one to Chisholm. Chisholm's third and the 19th foul. One away from the double bonus. On the line will be McWright. He's 0 for 1 here in this third quarter. 38-22 your score. Carlsbad first free throw on this one off the back of the rim for McWright. So it drops to 0-2.
Yeah, Carlsbad started off strong on the free throw line. Now they've been missing more. They did that the last game too, but didn't really affect their outcome.
Scoring has been 15-4 here in the third quarter in favor of Carlsbad, but the second free throw up and good for McWright. He's got 5 points all coming in this third quarter. 17-point lead for the Cavemen with 49 seconds left in the third. Hodge will bring it across against the 2-3 zone. Gives back to the timeline to Mackey. It comes left with the dribble. Backs it out. Guarded by Barnes. Gets a screen from Archibald. Pivots right and gives it off to Hodge. Hodge to the right corner to Lehman. Spots up an 18-footer and off the front of the rim. Mackey will pull it down at the free throw line. Hippity hop. Turns and fires the shot from the left block. Comes off the back of the rim. No good. And a rebound on the left baseline for Carlsbad by Chavez, his second. Gives it off to his guard, Barnes, in the backcourt with 20 seconds. Guarded by Hodge. Slings over to the right wing, front court to Gee. Touch pass down to the right corner to Chavez. Boy, Morris shoving Mackey in the back, no call underneath the hoop. Dribbling behind his back on the baseline right. Fade shot for Chavez on the right block and scores. Chavez got back quickly and threw up a shot. Chavez now with 5 points. 41-22 at the other end. Reverse layup at the buzzer. High flying one from the right block off the rim, no good for Hodge. Your Hobbs Eagles trailing with their biggest deficit of the game now, 19, 41-22 to Carlsbad. We head to the fourth quarter of the finale of the District Tournament Championship, live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back live to Carlsbad. Your Hobbs Eagles trailing by 19, 41-22. Looking at the point production through 3 quarters of play. Leading scorer for Carlsbad is Damian Perez with 12. Tylen Gonzalez adding 9. For your Hobbs Eagles, 7 for Michael Mackey and 5 for Jordan Chisholm. Eagles were outscored 18-4 in that 3rd quarter, thus a 19-point deficit. Listening live to Hobbs Eagle Hoops on Cool 95.7 on the radio, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page on the internet. Inbound to the backcourt for Perez, and the Cavemen to lead into this 4th quarter. Spins, gives it off to the right wing to Barnes. Barnes tries an alley-oop, backdoor left side. It's knocked away for the Eagles by Pena, picked up for the Eagles by Chisholm. Into the front court to Mackey, right corner. Lost the ball and throws it off the back of Campos out of bounds. Eagles will retain possession. Thrown behind Mackey that time. He wasn't really set to get the pass in the deep right corner of the front court, but it will be Hobbs basketball on that right baseline. It'll be Hodge to inbound, trailing by 19. Throws it back deep to Pena into the backcourt. Gonna sail over his head. A chase at the other end and a layup on the right side on a scoop shot. Good run to the basketball by McWright. He's got 7 on the Eagle turnover there, 13. Hodge in the front court, down 43-22, the biggest deficit of 21. Down back door, out a nice pass, and there is Chisholm laid in with 2 hands on the left glass. He's got 7. His first bucket since the 1st quarter. 43-24, Carlsbad by 19. In the front court, beating pressure is Barnes. Dribbling through his legs, Pena will pick him up. Uses up the dribble, over to left wing. To McWright, down in the left corner, bobbled for a second by Perez, drives baseline. Wraparound pass low to Gonzalez underneath on the baseline. Taken out of his hands by Acosta. They call the jump ball. Chisholm and Gonzalez both had hands on it underneath the hoop on the baseline, both flat on the floor. The jump ball call will be going to the Hobbs Eagles. That will be a turnover for Carlsbad. They're 8th of the ball game. And Chisholm actually got a break on that. He had half of his body out of bounds, flat on the floor there. So he should not even be in contention for that jump ball. Mackey gets it to Hodge in the front court, right wing, jump stop. Back to Mackey deep at the timeline. 6:58 remaining, Eagles down by 19. Flicks it up top to Pena. To the right elbow off the dribble, shot on the way for the J out the back of the rim. Big rebound on the right block, going high in the air that time was Campos, his 2nd. Outlet to the time stripe, Perez beats the Eagles across to the top of the arc, crossover, down the lane, kick out right wing to Barnes. Barnes will hold it out well outside the perimeter, guarded by Chisholm. Cross court left to Campos. He wants to see some rotation and finds his teammate McWright in the left corner. Slapped out of his hands by Pena, though, right to the Carlsbad bench in the deep left corner of the front court. Carlsbad will get the ball back. They'll have it on the near left sideline at the end of the Carlsbad bench, almost in the corner. 6:32 left in the game. Eagles down 43-24. They bounce it into the left corner. And getting a hold of it is Campos. They stopped the action there. I'm not sure if somebody stepped on the baseline. They're going to give it back to Carlsbad now, deep in that left corner. Inbounding will be Campos. Throws a high one into Gonzalez, left block. Flicks it back to the right wing. A loose ball and an errant throw. As coming up with it is Chisholm. That's the 9th turnover. Chisholm goes down the lane and gets the pass down low and getting hammered hard, trying to reverse layup on the right side. Looks like Acosta is flat on the floor right now.
Yes, he's in pain, and hopefully it's just going to be a momentary thing.
Gonzalez will pick up his 2nd personal, completely flatten him. 3rd team foul. We got some trainers heading out to the court on the baseline. Stops the clock with 6:22 remaining here in the 4th. Carlsbad 43, your Hobbs Eagles 26. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come back live with more Hobbs Eagle Hoops on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back live here in Carlsbad. The injured player was Abraham Pena, not Acosta. Acosta was in that mix down there, but Pena is the one that went down flat on the floor as he was completely steamrolled by Gonzalez, that big 6'7", 275-pound football/hoops player. But they will get a sub in the game, and that will be Nick Pena. He has to shoot the free throws for Abraham Pena. So Pena 2 points, yet to shoot a free throw. Eagles are 3 of 7 from the charity stripe so far. Pena misses off the back of the rim. Rebound by Gonzalez on the right block, his 5th board. Over to Perez on the far side, throws it to the time stripe. Coming up with it is McWright. He gets stripped, and before that happens, though, Coach Zubrin just in time gets a timeout before that ball was loose, and a steal for the Eagles. So stopping the clock, 6:14 left here in the fourth. Still Carlsbad 43, Hobbs 26 in the district tournament championship. Back in 30 seconds on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, the Cool 95.7 Facebook page, and on the radio at Cool 95.7. (43-26), Carlsbad leading over the Eagles here in the fourth quarter of the district tournament championship. I'd like to thank our sponsors of Hobbs Eagle Hoops throughout the season.
Absolutely. We're going to thank Lee County State Bank, Thriftway, Forest Tire, Hobbs Express, Robinson and Associates, Devon Energy, First American Bank, Unis Pump and Supply, Lasco Construction, and NMR Pipeline. Thank you very much.
Of course, the Eagles expecting a game next week for the first round of the state tournament. At this point, it looks like they will be traveling. So that will be a first for quite a few years for the Eagles having to go on the road. At this point, could be Los Lunas, possibly Rio Rancho or Albuquerque, the three towns they might go to. Some people think they might even move Oregon Mountain into a chance to host the Eagles. We'll have to wait and see. That's tomorrow. They'll get the seating taken care of. We'll talk about that in the post-game show. The inbound for Carlsbad after the timeout to Barnes. He's coming across into the front court for the Carlsbad offense. Guarded by Acosta, sliding to the right. Dump it to Perez. He has to save it. It was over his head. Saves it to the timeline. Half court to Campos, who comes down with it inbounds and gives off to Barnes on that far right. Dribbles up top. Stop and go. Gives it off to McWright on the left wing in front of the Carlsbad bench. To the top of the arc off the dribble. Pena's back on after the timeout after he got walloped by Gonzalez earlier. Tries to dribble behind his back. Does Perez on the right side. And Hodge, you're going to say, slapped at his wrist. So that will be for Hodge his fourth personal and the 10th team foul. So now Carlsbad in the double bonus.
For the rest of the game, yeah.
That's true, and there's plenty of it left. 5:46 remaining. Carlsbad 10 of 17 from the charity stripe for 58%. Perez is perfect, though, 2 for 2 all the way back to the second quarter, though. Bounces in and out of the rim, no good. Miss on the first for Perez. He does lead the team with 12 for Carlsbad. Still sitting with the lead is Mackey with 7, although Jordan Chisholm now with 7 as he hit a bucket in this fourth quarter. Second shot for Perez is up and swished. He's got 13. So he made 1 of 2. It's now 44-26, an 18-point lead. Carlsbad been up as many as 21 here in the second half. Pena gets the pass across the timeline right wing. Right behind him is Hodge, gives it to him and returns to Pena at the time stripe. Cross court left to Mackey. Mackey gets a screen from Chisholm, throws it to Chisholm, and pick and roll, and he tries to get the ball posted up down the left block, and somebody hold on to the back of him. So Chisholm didn't get a chance to shoot, but held by Campos. That'll be his second, and the 14th foul against the K-Men. 10-4 foul count, as now Carlsbad will get a sub on the court. That's Chavez in for Devin McWright. Eagle basketball on the left baseline, underneath their hoop. Hodge will get it in quickly to Mackey, left corner. Drives to the left elbow, goes down the lane with a double clutch, is hammered into by Gonzalez, who continues to throw that football body against the Hobbs Eagles, trying to score. So Gonzalez, it misses off the back of the rim. Gonzalez, though, picking up his third personal, 15th foul, and Michael Mackey on the charity stripe. Mackey is 3 of 4 for 75% going back to the second quarter, though. He's yet to score in this second half. First shot's up and in and out, no good. He'll get one more. Eagles came in at 3 of 7 from the charity stripe.
Yeah, Mackey was about 76% from the line, but he has been slipping since he was at 80% near the middle of the district play.
One more shot for Mackey, trying to get himself close to double digits tonight. Gets the free throw on the second one. 8 points now for Mackey. 44-27. And it looks like we've got a violation somewhere near the baseline. The official on the far side gets the call. No, they're calling a foul. They'll say a hold foul on the Eagles. That should be a bonus. And they'll charge that to Hodge. If that is him, yep, that's his 5th, unfortunately. He'll finish the game with 2 points, 3 rebounds.
Never caught on fire, but he did foul out strong on that one. He definitely did hold Perez on that one underneath the basket.
And returning the game for the Eagles on the sub, Jacob Lehman. Eagles have Mackey out there still, Pena, Acosta, and Chisholm. And that'll put Perez on the line for the double bonus. Perez, 13 points. He is 3 of 4 from the line and misses off the back of the rim, but then it somehow stays in the cylinder after that and falls through. 14 now for Perez. Carlsbad so far with 8 scores, and the Hobbs Eagles with 5. Second shot for Perez is swish. He's got 15. So more than he had the last game Friday night. He had only 10 points, plus 5 in this game. Perez in the front, or make that Payne in the front court after a pass. Over to Mackey on the left side. He's going to drive baseline against double team pressure. Dribbles out of it to the far left sideline. Tries to get it back to Chisholm. Knocked out of his hands by Barnes. That's the Eagles' 14th turnover. Top of the arc to Gonzalez. Down low on the right block to Chavez. And he throws it back door. And Perez with a dunk on the left side of the rim. Perez now with 17 points. A 48-27 lead. A 21-point lead for Carlsbad. Lehman has in the front court right wing. Back deep to Mackey. Swing it left to Pena. To Chisholm in the left corner. Returns to Pena left side. Crossover move, shot from 3 before he went across the line and puts it through. And a great break on that one to get his defender off of him. And Pena nails the tray. That's 7 points for Pena. Only the second tray converted by the Eagles in this ball game. 4:39 remaining here in Carlsbad. The Cavemen lead the Eagles 48-30. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. About halfway through the fourth quarter here at Carlsbad. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner with you. Max and Tiffany back at the station. And Ron, we just got a score update for the girls game. They're at Task Arena tonight for their final district tournament championship game.
Exactly. It looked like it was a bit of a close game for the Eagles, but they did pull it off. 77-35 for the district tournament championship once again.
So Mercy Row victory for Coach Carpenter. They'll be punching their ticket for the #1 seed at the state tournament next week, starting off with a home game. Your Hobbs boys, though, trailing here in Carlsbad 48-30 in the district tournament championship. 18-point lead for Carlsbad. So far, leading scorer for Carlsbad, 17 for Perez. And your Hobbs Eagles led by 8 for Michael Mackey, 7 for Chisholm. Carlsbad's going to go with a full court pass, baseline to baseline, a layup on the right side, and scoring it off the uncontested layup is Campos with 4 points. A 20-point lead, 50-30. At the other end, the Eagles now. Pena on the right wing, dribbles to the right elbow, puts it off to Chisholm in the right corner for a 3, and he gets it to drop. Chisholm with his second tray of the ball game. He's got 10 points, double digits for him, 50-33. Perez with the inbound. Or correction, coming across, that's not Perez, that is Campos. Stop and go dribble, top of the circle against Lehman. Crossover to his left hand, to the left side of the lane, with a little scoop shot coming down the paint, no good. Rebound for Chisholm, who's knocked to the floor after coming down with it. They call the foul. Chisholm with his second rebound underneath the hoop that time. And that is only the 16th foul, so not a bonus quite yet. To get the foul on Xavier Ruida, who just subbed in here in this fourth quarter. First personal against him. The 16th foul, as we mentioned. 50-33. Eagles down by 17 with 4 minutes remaining in the game. Inbound to Pena. As he'll take his time coming across the time stripe. To the top of the arc. Hand off to Mackey. To the left elbow. Turns and fires a J. Off the front of the rim. Back of the rim. No good. Perez underneath the hoop for the rebound is 4th. Tries to pivot. Throw the washing machine elbows at the defenders and unloads to the far right sideline to Campos in the backcourt. They're going to call the foul on the Eagles regardless. And that will be their 11th team foul, as they'll charge that one to Acosta, his first. So free throws the rest of this ball game as Perez will step up once again. Here in this fourth quarter, he's 3 of 4 alone just in this quarter and has a total of 17 points, leading both teams. First shot's up and swish for Perez. 51-33, back up to an 18-point lead for the Cavemen with 3:49 remaining. Perez with his second shot. Ooh, we got a violation. Stepping across is Chavez on the right side of the paint. So that will be a violation. Also consider a turnover as well. They had a chance for a free throw there. 10 turnovers now for Carlsbad. He'll take a seat, as Coach Zummern says. We can't have those mistakes here. 2-3 zone for the Cavemen. Eagles bring it across with Mackey. Top of the circle, hand off to Pena. Fakes a tray. Kicks right to Acosta. Dribbles through his legs. Now top of the circle. Comes left, pivots, uses up the dribble. Finds Pena top of the arc, an NBA three on the way, and swishes it through. Abraham Pena, with his second tray here in the fourth quarter, has 10 points now. 3 in double digits for the Eagles. Dribbling behind his back is Perez. Hobbs down by 15. Bounce pass with one hand to Campos on the right wing. Costa right on top of him. Spin move, pulls it down and gives it off to the right side to Barnes. Barnes up top to Rita to the left corner. Driving baseline is Perez and spins out of it and comes back to the left wing. Gives it to Barnes, a fade away from the left block. It's no good. Acosta on the left block with a rebound for the Eagles. That's his second. Sends it ahead to a breaking Mackey. A double clutch coming down the left side of the lane and scores off the glass. Nice kiss for Mackey. He's in double digits now with 10 points. Coach Rees calls a timeout. Stops the clock with 2:58 remaining. We'll keep it right here as your Hobbs Eagles trail by 13. So they're starting to whittle away at the lead at this point. We're down by as many as 21 here in the second half, down to 13 right now, and the Eagles definitely going to put on some full court pressure to get some steals.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have a hard time doing it because any kind of foul they get is going to send Carlsbad to the line. I would have liked to have seen this more in the third quarter, but however, here we are in the fourth quarter. We are making a comeback of sorts. Hopefully they can do it, but you know, it's going to be an uphill battle against those foul calls, as well as just getting the ball into the basket for the Hobbs Eagles.
Bunch of other tournament championships going on tonight in the 5A District 1, featuring Volcano Vista, the number 1 seed, against Cleveland, who's currently 4th in the Max Preps poll. District 2 featuring West Mesa and Sandia going at it as we speak. District 3, Oregon Mountain takes on Las Cruces in the Southwest. And District 5 is Los Lunas and Santa Fe. They go with another full court pass on the baseline and a one-hand tomahawk jam on the right side of the rim for Carlsbad. Putting it through is Devin McWright. He's got 9. 53-38, Eagles down by 15. Quickly in the front court, Mackey takes a lefty dribble behind his back, falls to the floor. It's loose, but Pena recovers at the timeline. Gets stripped. They're going to call the reach foul, though. It looks like Perez might have got a piece of it. Instead, though, they're going to call Gonzalez, who was back there, too. Top of the arc there, trying to strip it from Mackey, or Pena. So they call the foul on the big football player, Tyler Gonzalez, his 4th personal. Scoreboard only says 3. That'll be the 17th foul, so Hobbs will get some bonus out of this. Pena will step up.
Finally in the bonus.
Eagles are 4 of 10 from the charity stripe for 40%. First opportunity for Pena, who does have 6 points here in the 4th and 10 overall. The 1-on-1 bonus, and he makes the first. Makes it 53-39. Hobbs down by 14. Both teams in the bonus the rest of this ball game. Hobbs the 1-on-1 bonus and Carlsbad the double. Second shot for Pena off the front of the rim, no good. Tipped around, and on the baseline, Acosta comes up over the Hobbs. His 3rd rebound sends to Jacob Lehman in the left corner, knocked off his leg. They're going to say it was last touched by Barnes. Now the officials are having a little discussion. They're going to give it back to the Eagles, and Coach Summern is shaking his head no, yelling at the ref from cross court. Eagle basketball left corner, Lehman inbound. Checks it back deep to Pena. He has to jump over the defender to pull it down over McWright. And they're going to call the foul on McWright. McWright just kind of jumped up in the air to try to snag it. Pena leaned into him, and the official calls the body foul. So they charge it to McWright, his first, and that'll be the 18th foul. The Carlsbad fans are coming a little bit unraveled now as Coach Summern is displaying some unhappiness with the official.
You think it was a close game, but no, that was definitely a foul. I saw him, his body contacted against the Hobbs Eagle, and that was definitely a foul call.
Free throw on the first bonus shot, good for Pena. Now 2 of 3 from the line. He's got 12 points. Now leading the Eagles in scoring. Mackey with 10. Those are the 2 in double digits. Actually, Chisholm the 3rd with 10. So we got 3 in the double digits so far. Pena now with his 2nd free throw. He is up and swish. 13 now for Abraham Pena to lead the Eagles. A 12-point deficit, though. 53-41 to Carlsbad. 2:25 remaining in the 4th. District Tournament Championship. Inbound quickly to Perez. He comes across the timeline with a stop and go. Loses it down to the Campos, who fumbled it to the left corner, able to recover. Up top to Gonzalez. Over to right wing to Barnes. Barnes gets the screen for Gonzalez, dribbles up top. Kicks it over to right side to McWright. Down low to Gonzalez in the middle of the paint. Turns and fires a shot at the back of the rim, no good. And Chisholm rips it down for the Eagles, his 3rd rebound. Outlet to the near side to Pena, dribbles across, shot from the right elbow. In and out, no good. Loose at the free throw line and pulled down by Barnes, his 2nd board for Carlsbad. He'll slow it down in the backcourt. Coach Summern wants to see some time running off with 1:50 remaining in the 4th. Carlsbad by 12. Dribbles left, spins, goes to the right side and unloads to Perez. Guarded by Pena, giving up about 4 inches to him. Screen from Gonzalez. Perez with a crossover move. Comes up top. Guarded by Pena at the timeline. Clock to 1:30 remaining in the fourth. Crossover for Perez. Again across to the top of the arc. And then flicks it over to the right wing to Barnes. Barnes comes left with it, spins at the timeline, gets stripped momentarily, gets through two defenders though, Mackey and Pena, and then cross-courts it over to McWright on the left wing. Clock down to 1:15. Carlsbad running the clock. Coming on is Acosta, and they call. Official stops the action and points towards Hobbs for some reason. Oh no, they're going to call a foul, I believe. What's the call there? They point the other direction. There must have been a violation of some sort. Not sure, maybe a travel on that one. It looked like he was pointing to the Hobbs bench, so I thought they might have called a timeout, although Hobbs did not have the basketball. That is a turnover regardless for Carlsbad. They're 11. Pena gets the inbound now in the front court. Hand out to Mackey going from left to right. To the right perimeter, comes back up top, pivots, kick up top to Pena. They're going to call a screen foul on the Eagles in the paint. They charge this one to Jordan Chisholm, his fourth. That will also count as a turnover, the 15th for the Eagles. Clock stopped him exactly at 1 minute left. Carlsbad up 53-41 over Hobbs. As coming down the court, subbing for the Eagles, Caden Hall. 12-point Carlsbad lead, 1 minute remaining. Carlsbad basketball on the left sideline, throws it up court to a breaking reverse layup shooting Devin McWright. He takes to the rack and scores out the glass and is fouled. 11 points for McWright, 6 of those coming in this fourth quarter. They do count the basket. A chance for a three-point play for McWright. They charge that one to Lehman, his first. Nick Pena will check in for Lehman. He'll take a seat. Clock stop with 57 seconds remaining and a 14-point Carlsbad lead, pinning this free throw, which is a swish for McWright. He's got 12. 56-41, 15-point Carlsbad lead with 55 remaining. Pena in the front court, crossover, flicks it back to Acosta on the right wing in front of the Hobbs bench. Over to Mackey on the right elbow. The big jump stop comes down the lane. Reverse slam with his left hand off the dribble. No good off the back of the rim. Caden Hall gets a rebound. His first, but he's stripped. Taken away by Barnes to the other end. Misses the layup, but tipped back up with a double hand dunk over the front of the iron by Perez. So Perez is going to get a bucket and a rebound on that one. He's got 5 boards now. It's 58-41. Shot from up top of the arc. 3 for Pena right through the cylinder. Abraham Pena nails his third tray here in the fourth quarter. It's down to 16 seconds. The ball is knocked down to the baseline. They call the foul. Looks like a reach foul. So they'll be marching to the other end for free throws here for Carlsbad as they charge that foul to Nick Pena, his fourth. 16 seconds remaining here. 58-44, Carlsbad by 14 in the district tournament championship.
Yeah, it's pretty much over for the Hobbs Eagles on this game, but they did do slightly better than the last 2 games. Still not enough, though, to get the win.
Barnes misses the front end of the free throw off the back of the iron. He'll get one more. No Carlsbad rebounders in the paint now, just 3 for the Eagles. Second shot for Barnes is good. He got them both, or we got 1 and 2. He's got 4 points. 15 seconds remaining, a 15-point Carlsbad lead. Payne in the front court, fires up a 3. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rolls out to the Hobbs Eagle bench on the near left sideline to stop the clock at 7.9. Last hurrah here for Carlsbad's offense. Leading by double digits. They were the regular season champs. It looks like the tournament champs as well. Inbound comes to McWright. They'll dribble towards the timeline and throw it back deep to Perez. That should run out the clock here in Carlsbad. The horn sounds, and the Carlsbad Cavemen have won by 15 over the Eagles, 59-44. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on Cool 95.7 on the radio, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page on the internet. Stay with us. Back live here in Carlsbad. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you as the Hobbs Eagles losing the district tournament championship game 59-44. Actually, the win is 2 points less than what happened on Friday night for the last regular season district game. So 15 tonight, 17 back on Friday night. Hobbs Eagles, in terms of that fourth quarter, tried to get themselves back in the contest. They did get 22 points in that fourth quarter, I believe, and then 18 for Carlsbad, but was not enough as the Eagles definitely had some issues, still losing by 15 in this ball game. Turnovers started to mount a little bit for the Eagles in the second half. They had 15 total, 11 for Carlsbad, but really a lot of situations in terms of just not getting the ball to drop at certain points of this ball game. But again, Michael Mackey getting most of his points in the second quarter. He had 7 of them, but 10 overall. Well below his 23.4 average on the season, but definitely some good defense for Carlsbad at the perimeter, giving some Eagles some trouble getting the ball moving around quite a bit. But Abraham Pena stepped up tonight, getting 3 trays for the Eagles out of their 5 total.
Yeah, they did, and again, it was maybe just a little too late. They hit a rhythm late in the fourth quarter. They were trying to get it, but also Carlsbad adjusted a little bit on their offensive side. They were throwing some long balls across to the other side of the court. Were able to get those in for scores, easy scores for them, and that kind of sealed the deal for the Carlsbad Cavemen. Got to hand it to them. They played a great game both offensively and defensively. Of course, you can also say that Hobbs was struggling on their shooting, whether it be just some bad shots, no rebounding, whatever it was, it just wasn't happening for Hobbs. Third time in a row where they had at least a little bit of difficulty finding the bottom of the basket, and that's unfortunate, but again, it's not the end of the season. Luckily, we can still go on. It was still going to be tough whether we won or lost this game. It's just going to be what's next for Hobbs and where we're going to be going for the playoffs. And, of course, same thing can be asked about Carlsbad. I think they're going to be either 7 or 8. They want to go 7, I believe, because if they go 8, they're going to face a tough Volcano Vista team, and they lost to them last year big time. In fact, Carlsbad was held to just 29 points. And I know they don't want to face that Volcano Vista in this season either.
Let's look at the numbers in this game. First for Carlsbad, they finish up with 2 in double figures. Damian Perez, he had 20 points, 6 rebounds, was 6 of 7 from the charity stripe. Devin McWright finishing with 12 points. He was 2 of 4 from the free throw line for 50% and 1 rebound. Tyler Gonzalez, almost the third guy to get the double figures. He had 9 points. He was 3 of 5 from the stripe for 60% and 5 rebounds. Ismail Chavez coming off the bench for 5 points on 1 of 3 free throw shooting and 2 boards. Evan Campos ended up with 2 buckets and 4 points and 2 rebounds. Sam Gee hit the only tray for Carlsbad in this game, finished with 3 points and 2 boards. It was also DJ Moore with 2 for 2 free throw shooting, 2 points and 3 rebounds. For Carlsbad, they ended up with 8 scores in this ball game. They were 16 of 25 from the charity stripe for 64%. They out-rebounded the Eagles 24-18. The leader in boards was Perez with 6, and Tyler Gonzalez finishing with 5 in the game. Carlsbad with a total of 11 turnovers. That was 4 less than the Eagles, who had 15. Other side of the coin for your Eagles, they had 3 in double figures. Abraham Pena with 18 points. We mentioned he had 3 trays in this contest. Also was 2 of 3 from the charity stripe. A couple of guys with 10 apiece. Michael Mackey, who got 7 of those coming in the second quarter, only had 3 points in the second half, which was 1 of 2 free throw shooting and a bucket. He was 4 of 6 from the line and had 5 rebounds to lead the Eagles on the glass. Jordan Chisholm, a starter with 10 points in the game. He had 5 in the first quarter and 5 in the fourth quarter and hit 2 trays for the Eagles' cause with 10. So 3 in double figures, Mackey, Pena, and Chisholm combining for 38 of the Hobbs Eagles' 44 points. The rest of the 6 coming for the Eagles. Nick Pena hit a bucket for 2. He had 1 rebound. Peyton Hodge had 2 points in this ball game. He finished with 3 rebounds, and Jairus Turiatis finished up with a bucket and 2 points. Eagles with 6 players scoring in this game. They were 7 of 14 from the line for 50%. We mentioned they were out-rebounded by 6, 24-18. Top rebounder was Michael Mackey with 5, 3 apiece for Acosta and Hodge. The Eagles had 4 more turnovers, as we mentioned as well. So that puts you the numbers in this ball game. We mentioned coming into the contest, Carlsbad was only averaging 54 points a ball game. They got 5 more than that tonight, and giving up 42.8. Hobbs beat that by about a bucket, point and a half in terms of their points in this game. But still, the scoreboard says it all, though. A 15-point win for Carlsbad. They get the regular season championship and the district tournament.
And I do believe this is actually the first time. I know they swept Hobbs for the second time in their series history. This is the first time I believe they've won all 3 games in a season. That means that Carlsbad has won 12 games in a row in this season, and that's a great way to start or get into the playoffs with a big winning streak going on for Carlsbad. Meanwhile, Hobbs going to have to look at the positives on this one. They did well as far as the points in the first half and the second half. Look at those. Once again, I said in the last game they had 15 points. I think that was a good outing for them. Unfortunately, though, they couldn't carry it on in the fourth quarter, and that's just something they need to look into. Hopefully, they're also going to have Vega back, too. He is a key component to their team, especially with the 3-point shots, just getting under the basket, be able to get some rebounds as well. And it may or may not have been a difference on how the Hobbs Eagles performed. Who knows? You never can second guess about somebody who is not in the game. So we're just going to move on, see what the standings are, and hopefully it'll be a nice short trip to whoever we visit. But either way, it's going to be definitely a road game for the Hobbs Eagles. Meanwhile, Carlsbad will probably most likely be hosting somebody right here for the start of the tournament, or for the playoffs anyway.
You also had an update on that Hobbs Lady Eagles score, the number 1 seed in the state, playing their district tournament championship against a surprising Clovis team at Tasker Arena tonight.
Yes, and it was for them, because they've been blowing out Clovis for a bit, but this was fairly close for both. 77-35 was the final. I do believe the bench was cleared out in the fourth quarter for the Hobbs Eagles. They always do that. Other games that were going on while we were doing this one, Tatum girls ended up beating the Eunice Cardinal girls by the score of 56-34. Of course, earlier today there was baseball action going on between Belen and Hobbs. That was going up in Cleveland. Belen blanked Hobbs 5-0 in that game. And it's so far the Hobbs Eagles have started off their season 0-3. Belen went 3-0, so they've been winning. Other things that have been going on, let's see. Let's talk about the boys when Jal lost to Eunice 36-35. That was yesterday's game. And it's just sometimes, that's why they play the games, because you never know who's going to win, never know who's going to lose, and that's why they play the game.
Well, let's talk about the possibility of seedings for the district or state tournament coming up next week, the first round. Currently on the Max Preps poll, which is not the only indicator of getting a seed that you like, 1 through 12 right now. Hobbs at the number 12 spot. Of course, 16 teams will make the state tournament. Now, the games that are going on tonight for district tournament championships, none of them have reported scores yet. District 1, which is going to be some pretty tough characters, Volcano Vista playing Cleveland for that championship game tonight. Volcano Vista was the regular season champ, so more than likely they will be the number 1 seed, even with the loss tonight. Cleveland came in at 6-2 from that district. So, of course, Hobbs has played Cleveland twice, lost both times, and have not played Volcano Vista this season. District 2, West Mesa and Sandia going head-to-head. Those two teams tied with the same record at the end of the regular district schedule, 8-2. So, a pretty surprising matchup there. West Mesa and Sandia definitely will be an exciting game to see what the final of that one will be. West Mesa was a team the Eagles lost to earlier this season at the APS tournament, and Sandia, they did not play this year. West Mesa is currently 6th in the Max Preps poll, and Sandia at number 2. They did beat West Mesa by 4 points. They were the regular season champs. They had a pre-playoff game, so West Mesa was the number 1 seed. They are going to have that extra bonus as they go to the committee tomorrow to see where their seed will end up. That was District 2. District 3, of course, in the southwest, Organ Mountain against Las Cruces. Las Cruces sitting at number 16. Of course, they've been in the state championship game for quite a few seasons the last few. They will be the possibility of not making the tournament. If they don't win that one tonight, who knows what's going to happen. But Organ Mountain, of course, beat Hobbs twice. Kind of back-to-back games, too. They played right before the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, won that one, and then also won at the Hobbs Holiday Tournament against the Eagles. But that game tonight, Organ Mountain and Las Cruces, don't have a score on that one yet. District 3 tournament championship. And last but not least, the other district of note in this Tournament District 5, Los Lunas playing Santa Fe. Of course, the Eagles picked off Santa Fe at the APS Metro Tournament, so that's a good feather in the cap of the Eagles. Los Lunas, a team that's beat Hobbs twice by single digits, so again, at home and on the road. Los Lunas and Santa Fe both finished 7-3 in the district. Los Lunas had the tiebreaker there. They are the number 1 seed for the regular season. Don't have a score on that one yet as well. But just kind of give you a taste of what's going around the state of New Mexico on the 5A. At the end of the regular season, these were the rankings of the Max Preps poll. Volcano Vista 1, Sandia 2, Atrisco Heritage 3, Cleveland at number 4, Los Lunas number 5, West Mesa at number 6, Rio Rancho 7, a team the Eagles split with this season, Oregon Mountain at 8, Carlsbad number 9, which I expect to move up a little bit when they win both their regular season and the tournament championship, El Dorado number 10, and La Cueva at number 11. I'm expecting to see La Cueva drop in that seeding number because they got upset in the second round of their District 2 tournament to Farmington. So I think that's going to hurt themselves a little bit there, as La Cueva was 4th in their district and had a 5-5 record there. So I don't expect him to stay at that number 11 spot. The question was what will happen to El Dorado. They beat Farmington in the third round of their district tournament 53-50. So they're still hanging around in their district tournament as well. So that kind of gives you a setup there. Hobbs at number 12 at this point. I think they'll be above all the teams underneath them at this Max Preps poll. Santa Fe, Capital, Rio Grande, and Las Cruces are the teams 13 through 16. How does it set up in terms of possibilities? If they keep it with the Max Preps poll, which it's doubtful, there's going to be some movement tonight. But Los Lunas is number 5. They would host the Hobbs Eagles, currently at number 12 in the poll. Some different movements could happen. Cleveland's at number 4. If Hobbs would move up to number 11, they would play Cleveland in Rio Rancho. But again, they take a lot into consideration besides the Max Preps poll. Regular season champs, district tournament champions will figure in. Strength of schedule. Hobbs is currently 7th in the state for strength of schedule. That could help them out. Hobbs has picked off a ranked team in Rio Rancho one time this season. That could help them out as well. So different variables. Hard to decide here at the table what's going to happen for that tonight. The NMAA will make a decision and have the announcement later tomorrow on nmact.org.
Yeah, and they do a great job, I think, in the most part, that they do all these. They have 6 different criteria to do that. Plus, they have 2 different tiebreakers, and I have a feeling they have a couple more if they need to. But, yeah, it's basically finish a regular district, head-to-head, wins against the district champs, if any. And it doesn't matter if it's in or out of your district or even in your conference. So that helps too. And I'm pretty sure they beat Artesia, and Artesia is doing pretty well. Overall record, you got your Max Preps rankings as well as member school input, which is going to be head coaches, and that is due tomorrow morning, I believe at 8 o'clock. They have to vote for that. After that, it is closed, and then they make their decisions really quickly. And then tomorrow afternoon, like you said, or tomorrow evening, they will give us those rankings and let us know who's going to be playing who in the playoffs.
Yeah, you mentioned Artesia. That's a good point. Artesia is the number 5 team in the 4A, ranked number 5. They just won their district tournament last night over Portales. So forgot about that being a bonus point for the Hobbs Eagles. But regardless, not our decision here in the booth. But tonight, the Hobbs Eagles, a hard-fought battle, but again, a 15-point victory for Carlsbad, 59-44. Eagles will drop to 15-13 overall, and Carlsbad gets another win added to their numbers as they will finish with 20-7 heading into the decision tomorrow for the first round of the state tournament. So 15-point win for the Cavemen. They are both the regular season and the district tournament champions. Also, congratulations to Hobbs Lady Eagles and Coach Carpenter with their win tonight to be the number 1 seed. They better be the number 1 seed at the state tournament tomorrow to see who they will host next week. More than likely, the Hobbs boys will be on the road. Potential Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, or possibly kind of on the outstretch there. Maybe depending on where they put that Oregon Mountain team in Las Cruces could be there. And again, Los Lunas is kind of a lingering in the numbers that could be a possibility for the Eagles. So again, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Let's get our sponsors before we take off out of here, Ron.
Absolutely. Once again, we always want to thank Lee County State Bank, Thriftway, Forest Tire, Hobbs Express, Robinson and Associates, Devon Energy, First American Bank, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lasco Construction, and NMR Pipeline. Without those guys, we would not be able to do this.
Again, final score tonight, Carlsbad winning the district tournament championship, 59-44 over the Hobbs Eagles. Like to thank Max and Tiffany back at the station. For Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Fred, have a great rest of a weekend out there.